Yeah? Yeah, so this is the infamous Ewan Peters, notorious.
I don't like it. No.
Looking like a bailiff in his high vis. And this is
PC Wilson.
PC Wilson,
Yeah.
JC.
333.
Yeah. So there are some beautiful offices around. So this goes. You ask me the date of the crime and stuff. So it's an ongoing thing. He's been absolutely harassed. At the moment that they want to take this house. So that they stole his other property, which was like a buy-to-let, and all the contents and all the whatever.
Right.
And then what happened? If you want to take this. And I will just flick through because the sugar is at the bottom. So we just flick through quickly. So this is the crime report as you reported it. So we go to this page here. So he's saying here, let's read it on the phone. A theft of money, property, and confirmation from the land registry that the sum of £225,000 has been stolen from him. His property and goods were stolen. And also the stealing from the public purse, because it seems like when they transfer the property, they didn't even bother to pay the fees and the stamp duty, which is a sure sign that it's not proper.
Yeah.
And, forgery. So that's what is reported on the online crime report, which we were told they couldn't find. So you came to the wrong address. They couldn't find it on the system, and the officers turned up a couple of times at the wrong times when he's working and stuff. So I hope it ends a little bit more efficient. Yeah. So we can just fast forward and go on to this is what is the culprit, the gentleman. Mr. Martel Bryan, who he made some arrangements with this gentleman to manage his property or something. And it appears from my investigation and the evidence that this man stole the property and the contents.
Right.
And the rent and everything.
So he's a mortgage advisor, is that correct?
That's the capacity in which he met him.
Right.
Yeah. So he was in a position of trust, if you like. So if we just flick over a little bit. So what he's getting now is
No, you can imagine.
we will go through it quick. It's just for sure. Don't worry. I
No,
assure
I'm
you.
thinking more the amount. That's what shocked me.
Well, this is
And that's it. That money never reached my account.
yeah. Well, the problem
That's
is
the problem.
they're saying this is for tax. Yeah. On the property that was stolen.
Yeah.
And now they want to bankrupt him, which means he's going to lose this home on a tax that he never received the money.
Right.
So I just put that in to show that he's under harassment from the HMRC. So the other one, somebody said he's on bankruptcy, but it looks like, sorry, I missed your name, Constable
PC Wilson. But
Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson's fine, yeah.
Looks like people have been dropping stuff through his door, pretending it to be from the court. There's another chapter in the book, but you see here it
Or
says.
could somebody be using your details?
Well, who knows?
They're the two options, aren't they, really?
Who knows?
Somebody could be using
But here it says there was a fee paid to the court for £280. And we can't trace this fee in the court anywhere. And I will show you something else. So this is the company the gentleman was working with, Personal Touch. So we've written a letter to them. You don't have to read the letter, but I will just show you the bit you need to read. So we complained. We said, look, this man stole my property, blah, 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 blah. Can you sort it out? So they said, look, he doesn't work here. We have no trace of this transaction. But they said, if you turn the page, this one, the highlighted one, it says, if you believe you're the victim of a crime or criminal activity occurred,
Refer it to the police.
refer it to the police. So that's what we're here for. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to show you a little background work we did. We have this envelope popped through his door. Yeah?
Right.
I did back and front of it. So on there's no postmark on it. It's just got a stamp and it was dropped by hand, as it appears. But on the back of it, do you see the postcode on there?
WC2B4RD.
That's the postcode of the bloody court. I never heard the court hand delivering stuff through people's letterbox.
Yeah, no, normally a special delivery and it has to be signed for when it's back.
And when the court puts anything like that, they put a proper court stamp. Yeah? Not a...
Order for debtor to attend the following hearing and be represented by...
No, that's my handwriting.
Right, that's you,
so
right, that's
ignore
fine.
that.
Makes more sense.
But the postcode is a court's postcode,
Yeah.
and there is no postmark on the envelope. Then we have another envelope, similar. This one looked like it came through the post.
Yeah.
But if we look at the back of it, there's a stamp.
Court stamp.
A stamp with the court details. But if you look where it says the county court, it's been crossed out.
Yeah.
So the person sending it wasn't confident that it's a court postage. Or why would you cross out the name of the court if you know?
Yeah.
So that's and then he's got another one. This time on registered post. But it has written by hand at the back of the envelope the postcode of the court.
Yeah.
So somebody, it appears, want to give him postage to make him think it's from the court. So I made an application to the court, just a request.
Yeah.
He made a request to the court
Yeah.
to inspect the court file, because you're entitled to, if someone said they filed things in court on you, you're entitled to run down the court and say, can I see what's there?
Yeah.
So the law allows 48 hours in case the file is in an archive somewhere, they can get it. But in principle, it's urgent you can see it. Until today, he hasn't been granted that request.
Right.
Now comes the crime, and we're pretty much finished. We went to the land registry
Yeah.
to inspect the court file, the land registry transfer, on the 20th of April last year.
Right.
So they made an appointment with us, by pre-arranged appointment. So when we went, so normally you look at the land registry file and then you take copies of any documents. And it's a public document. You can go, anybody can go and say, I want to see the file on Buckingham Palace. I want to make sure the Queen owns this. So otherwise I want to build a block of flats there.
Yeah. Or
For
you can
homeless
pay
people.
online for it as well. You can pay £3 online for it as well.
Online, but if you can to see with your own eyes what's
You can
there
go
and
see
ask
it.
for a copy.
Yeah.
Now, when we went there, I went with him. We were told by a manager,
Yeah.
3 of us went, so there's witnesses. The public is not allowed to see land registry files. So we applied in the post like what you said. We filled the form, OC2 form here. Where is it?
This one. Is it the TR1?
No, that's what they sent us, but we sent this one, the OC2.
Oh, yeah, the one.
So we phoned them up first and said, can you tell us what's on the file, what block the transfer?
Yeah.
So they said it would cost £7 for what's there.
Yeah.
So we said we want all the documents. If you look at the wording here,
Official copies of documents.
no, I know, but something else. I was very specific. If you look at the back, it says the TR1 and attachments.
Yeah.
So any supporting documents.
That come along with it.
Because a transfer comes with contracts,
Yeah.
whatever else. So there must be a bill of sale and
Yeah.
all these things. So according to them, this is the only document they have. The TR1.
Yeah.
So if we take this document here, if you look at it there, the first thing, if we go to the signature, where he supposedly have signed it, he doesn't know, he hasn't signed anything. He don't know who Shah and Co, or what's that man called? Naresh Chopra?
Yeah.
He doesn't know that person. He's never been anywhere near there. That's not his signature. And we are talking here, if we go back to the beginning of this page, and we're finished, it's pretty much that it. It says here, £225,000. Now, it's not a small change. So I'm saying it's not hard to trace that sum of money.
Yeah.
That kind of money goes to a solicitor, and then did you blow that money in the Caribbean somewhere, my friend?
And I showed the H&M that
Is that how you invest in your son and give him his seed?
That kind of money never reached my account.
So what this is saying here is basically Martin Bryan bought a house from you and gave you £225,000.
Yes.
Because you're the transferor and
Right,
he's the transferee.
right.
It's saying he's giving you the money for the
Right.
house.
Yes.
So at some point he's saying he's paid you that money for the
Yes.
house, which you never.
It's not hard to
Because
trace.
in your opinion, you was buying a house from him as a mortgage advisor.
No,
No.
he was looking after my
He was looking
house.
after your house.
And for all I'm concerned, he stole it from me. For all I'm concerned, he never told me that he was going to do whatever he had to do with it.
So your property
That was my property.
was 26 and Bartholomews Road, East. I'm guessing that means East Ham rather than
Yeah.
East Ham,
Yeah, he's
London. So that was your property.
That was my
When
property.
did you buy that property?
I bought that in a long time. Was it?
Long time, donkey's years.
And then in
2000, probably 2003, something like that.
right, and then is this 2008 ring anything? Is that when you? Was you
That's
just
when
trying
it's
to-
transferred.
That's when
Was you
they
trying to sell it through?
No?
No,
It
I
wasn't
gave
on the market?
It wasn't on the market.
Mm.
You know, I think 2009 was recession those days,
Yeah.
and I wasn't working,
Yeah.
and I had to get somebody to manage it so I can get some income to help me pay.
What, as
for it
in rent it out?
and rent it out.
Right, so you was renting it out.
He was renting it
He
out
was
for,
renting
for
it
you
out.
and
Right, got ya.
Yeah,
So he was like
managing
your
it.
manager
Yeah,
and you was the
yeah.
landlord type
Yeah.
thing.
Right.
So let's just try and stick to the document, because he will tell you a lot of stories, but they're probably not relevant as much as they're interesting. If you look at the top of this document, you see where it says there's stamp duty.
Yep, stamp duty at the top, yeah.
The stamp duty is blank.
Yeah.
So the Queen never got her cut. You can't transfer £250,000 property without the stamp duty.
Yeah, I know it's all changed recently, but before you still had stamp duty on that amount, didn't you?
Yeah. And also the land registry fee on the right, they normally stamp there, the fee paid.
Yeah.
Yeah? There's about £400, £445 to transfer. So it looks like here the fee wasn't paid, and when we made the request, we said all attachments.
Yeah, and they didn't send you everything.
Yeah, and there's a stamp on the stamp duty here
Yeah,
to say,
it's been done.
yeah, his stamp duty is paid. So it seems to be, he didn't sign it, he didn't get the money. No stamp duty, no land registry fee. I'm sure you agree, you got a little bit to work on here.
Yeah.
And if you find £250,000, you may claim a reward.
We do have a financial team that works within the police that can access your credit. I believe it's a whole credit score, like a credit file, and they'll be able to access all the bank accounts you've ever had, all the loans you've ever had. So they'll be able to track
Beautiful.
down whether or not you've ever had access to that money.
Yeah, that's no problem.
But yeah. So to sum it up in my head, you've owned the property since early 2000.
Yeah.
Come 2009,
9.
you became out of job.
All that.
So you was trying to rent out the property. Where was you staying at that time?
Well, I was staying.
You were staying there as well. So you was,
I had this property as well.
you had this one as
Yeah.
well. So you was trying to rent out that property.
Yeah.
And then it's only recently or within the last year you've come to notice that.
Yeah, because in revenue is phoning me up and threatening me. Say I owe this money for capital.
Have you ever gone back to that property in the meantime?
No.
No, you just kept it
I
under
just
his
kept
name.
under his name because I don't know how he managed to do it.
And was you receiving any income?
no.
from it? No.
I'll tell you, we have, I have emailed him on his behalf,
What, Martin
Bryan.
Yeah, Martel Bryan.
and he just don't reply. Now, if you've involved in a transaction of
Yeah.
a big amount, all I said to him is I'm assisting Mr. Peters, and
Yeah.
you know, we've got some queries on this matter. The HMRC's making it, investigating it,
Something that happened, so.
and you don't reply. We call his phone.
You don't hear anything from him.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, from when he's had the property, managing your property, You've not earned any money from it.
No,
You've not
one
heard
money.
anything.
No,
Not a penny. So,
one penny.
so we're talking here theft of the rental income
Yeah.
and theft of the contents in the
What
property,
was the
the
property
goods.
fully furnished?
Yeah, it was furnished.
It's rented as furnished because you used to live in it before, so it's furnished.
And when was the last time you lived in that address?
Oh, long time. I can't remember the exact date. Well, it was ongoing. I was staying here and staying there, like trying to get it rent out. And
Yeah.
someone introduced me to
Let me tell you the honest truth. He had one wife here and one wife there.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, I genuinely thought, oh my gosh, you had two families.
No. I'm just finding it out.
Why is it you never went back there or never asked what was going on with the money or
Yeah,
anything
because if he was managing it,
like that? Yeah.
So
was you paying him to manage it?
he was taking out whatever.
You were
money-
taking a cut type thing, yeah.
Whatever. And I expect him, on honesty, someone introduced me to him, and we were just, it's like everything was okay.
He
You
didn't
met him in
know.
person though, right?
He knows him.
Yeah.
I know him because somebody introduced me to him.
Why did they introduce you? Because they did the same thing
Because-
with their property.
No, what happened, I was desperate.
Yeah.
So I wanted somebody to manage my property and get the income so I can pay for this and pay for the
Yeah.
one that's there. As simple as that.
And in your opinion, you thought you were going to be earning some money from him, but you never did earn money. And then, so only recently in the last year, you've been getting told that you owe money because you didn't pay stamp duty and you didn't pay taxes and all that.
Then he came to me and I've done, believe me, I've done all the necessary
imagine.
things, and I feel bad taking money off this gentleman because, do you know, when you're at a dead end and you just can't.
Yeah.
And so we wrote to his company and their fob off was, oh, if you believe it's a crime, you go to the police. So I thought, okay, let me go
Yeah.
to the police then.
And then this is an action fraud reference, is that right?
No, this
Oh,
is
that's
an
a police
online
reference.
crime report.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we contacted Action Fraud.
And what did they say?
And they go, we don't deal with recovery of property, harassment, theft of goods. We don't deal with all these. It's outside their jurisdiction. This is a police matter.
Right. Okay. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take what you've told me because I'm going to be honest, I've never ever seen anything like this before. I'm going to contact my CID department that deal with higher profile crimes. They're called PIP level 2 crimes. I'm going to get someone to call you, if not me, within the next hour because I'm going to go to the station around the corner. And they're going to hopefully shed some light on this. What I will do though is I will be putting on a crime report and I'll detail everything you've told me and I'll scan in the documents to our systems so our systems have access to the documents and somebody will be in contact with you whether or not it is us that take it on or if it gets passed on to another department that do it, you will be told within a few days. because
Can we
this
get
is
a
quite-
crime number?
Of course.
Because
But
what
I'll
we
need
want to
to
do
call-
with a crime number
Yeah.
is we want to give it to anyone harassing him and said, please be patient with us.
Yeah,
There's an investigation with the police.
yeah, that's fine. When
That
I
would
put
be
on the crime
wonderful.
report, I will email you the crime number or I can call you either way. And it will be something like 4911 3 other
Yeah.
numbers /18.
Yeah.
And I'll speak to my department about what exactly goes on with this because this is well beyond my remit.
Okay, that's well beyond me.
Yeah, it's a bit in depth, isn't it?
I don't know. I can't sleep at night.
No, I can
That's
imagine.
period.
But you're staying here
Yeah.
and you own this property.
Yeah.
You're safe in this property at the moment.
It's not safe
No, but I mean,
because
you're
they're
not,
trying
this
to.
one you haven't got anyone managing it. You've not got
No,
anyone
no,
letting it out.
it's a residential.
Right.
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least we know you're going to be here then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
At
But
least
don't
that's
arrest
something.
him. You arrest the burglar.
Yes, we'll
Yeah?
arrest the dodgy guy.
Because
Yeah.
I had in my case, they arrested me because I had a similar situation. Believe it or not, that's why I'm involved
Oh
in
my
some of the. They arrested me, not the burglar. But anyway, I won't get into that.
What's your name?
Hmm?
Your name is anonymous at all, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Where
It's
is it?
on the 101. They have my name.
Oh, they've got your details
yeah,
on
yeah,
101.
yeah.
Okay, that's lovely. And you're a financial.
My name's Anthony Badalo. I'm his accountant. I'm dealing with the threat.
Badalo, did you say?
Badalo. Oh.
That's lovely. And a contact number for you?
07973
Yeah.
737
Yeah.
766.
That's lovely because we'll contact you both anyway. But you happy for me to email you details?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Sure.
then at least it's documented.
It's
then, so you've got
documented and
access to
I have a
documents.
criminal.
I'm gonna cut the video. Thank you very,
No
very
worries,
much.
thank you
All
very
right, if
much.
you solve this crime, you will be
Yeah.
a star.